All right, welcome everybody. My name is Wilson Harwood, and I'm a studio designer and soundproofing expert based in Nashville. And if you're on this video right now, or if you're listening on our podcast, it's for one reason. You probably got curious by the title, and you've been doing a ton of research on YouTube or Google, or nowadays probably typing into those good old chat bots. But I got some news for you guys, and I'm going to break it to you straightforward here. The more information you have does not mean you're closer to actually building a functioning soundproof studio. Here's the thing. Doing research on the internet, calling contractors, scrolling gear forums or different structural forums about how to build a studio, all of that is not moving the needle forward. It's just procrastinating. It's motion without direction is another way to explain it. Here's the main idea. Information feels productive. The more we just are doing Google searches, watching videos like mine or other people on the internet, it feels like we're making progress. But when we actually put pen to paper and start planning, then things start to feel a little bit risky, right? Then things start to lock in place. Then you get cold feet. Oh my God, is this actually going to work? Here's the reality. Information doesn't force decisions. Plans do. In fact, information does the opposite. It actually opens up more and more and more and more endless decisions. I'm going to say this line and I really like it. Information delays decisions, plans demand it. Let that sink in for a second, because this is really what we do here at Soundproof Your Studio. It comes down to you have to make choices, and choices are never perfect. You're never going to build the most perfect space in a home or residential setting or even a commercial setting. There's always going to be decisions that have to be made to actually cut and focus and cut and focus and constantly lead towards the end result. And doing more research and gathering more information is honestly pretty dangerous. Let's be honest here. What you're doing is essentially constantly getting more and more conflicting advice. How often have you been on a Revit forum only to see people arguing with each other back and forth? Or in the YouTube comments, it's even worse. This person's saying you should do this person's saying you shouldn't do that. How are you supposed to parse all that information and actually get a soundproof room? Soundproofing a studio, as much as I'd like to think that it can be done DIY, it just simply can't. You can't do it right the first time and not lose thousands of dollars. People might say, "Whoa, Wilson, but you did it yourself. Like, you built a studio from the ground up." And I wasted thousands of dollars. I made lots of mistakes, and I've documented it on this channel many, many times. If I had hired someone to do plans for me, I would have saved myself tens of thousands of dollars. Easy. And you might be saying, "Well, but you built the studio anyways." It's like, no, but I ended up building a company off of that. If you want to build a company around soundproofing, you can. Actually, I've seen someone who did that recently. One of my old clients, I literally saw that he started a business around teaching people how to soundproof. But you don't want to be that person. That person is saying, "Man, I spent so much time and effort in this. I'm now going to build a business around it to try to make up for all the information and time I spent into it." That's not what you want to do. You want to have a soundproof space that you can play in, enjoy, satisfies the needs that you have for extreme and needed sound isolation. Let's be clear on the difference between information and what a plan really means. Information asks questions like, what insulation should I use? Or should I use green glue or not use green glue? What about MLV? That's information. Plans answer the bigger questions. What am I building? How much is it going to cost? What performance level am I committing to? What's at stake if things don't work? And what am I willing to cut to make sure everything works to meet my goals? Information is for optimizing all the pieces and the parts of the studio. Plans optimize for the overall outcome. That's a super important distinction to realize, because if you're doing this and you're researching and you're doing all the DIY things and you're convincing yourself, "Hey, I can do this, I can do this," what you're doing is you're building little incremental puzzle pieces, but you're not seeing the big picture. You're not looking at how the puzzle pieces are going to come together to create the image of the puzzle itself. Sound isolated rooms are unforgiving systems. I always tell my clients, you're not building a shed. You're not building a renovation in your basement. You are building a high performance home. That is the level at which we are functioning. That's why this is not like, hey, I'm just going to go build a cabin out in the woods and I can DIY it. This is, I'm taking on a high performance home build and I'm going to hire professionals, because it would be insane to try to build a high performance home all on your own. And here's the biggest thing, and I think a lot of people fall prey to this, is they want to partially commit without any consequences. So they might say, I'm going to cut a corner here. I'm not going to actually deal with all my windows, or I'm not going to try to sound isolate the floor because all the sound's just going to be going out the walls, or I don't exactly know what to do with the ceiling, so I'm just not going to worry about it. I'm just going to focus on the walls. Or I don't need ventilation. Ventilation, I'll just leave the door open every once in a while. It'll be fine. Those are the type of things, if you're saying to that in your head, you're not ready to be building this thing. Trust me, you need to take a step back and take a breath. To put it in clear terms, soundproofing is an on-off switch. It is not a dimmer. There is not a sliding scale of like, oh, I just want partial soundproofing. This is either you fully commit and do it right, or you should not bother at all and save yourself $20,000 to $30,000 easy in the extra cost it will require to do a soundproof room possible. Just stick with a basic room. There's no need to go crazy if you're not willing to go all out. There's another dichotomy that's become very clear in my mind the longer I've done this, and that's that there's two types of people. There is the researcher and there's the builder. Now, the builder is who I like to talk to. These are the people I love working with. The researcher is dangerous because the researcher will come up with a lot of enthusiasm and show up and say, hey, I'm going to do this. I'm ready to build this. I just need a few questions answered. Hey, can I just tap your shoulder and ask you a few questions? Should I use green glue? Should I not? Hey, what about this design? Hey, what do you think? That's what the researcher does. But then after they ask those questions, they don't even build the thing. They just keep researching, keep asking questions, keep tapping on other experts to validate the claims in their head. But they never take that step forward to actually build something. The builder, they're completely different. The builder is systematic, they're formulaic, they know what they want, they know what the cost is, and they're committed to building within an actual time frame. Usually in the 6-month to 9-month range is ideal. And they know how long a project takes, they understand what construction involves, they understand that this is a big undertaking and it's not something they want to do on their own. So what defines a real plan? I've been talking about this idea of a plan a lot in this lesson here, and what I really want to drive home is that a plan has to do certain specific things. First, it needs to define the scope of the project. It needs to have a clearly defined performance goal. If you're trying to play drums and you want to be able to play them at 2 a.m. in the morning while your neighbors are sleeping and your wife is sleeping, that is a defined performance goal that we must meet. If you are like, hey, I just want it to be slightly quieter in here and I don't really care, that is not a defined performance goal, and therefore the plan cannot meet that goal. There needs to be a budget range with pain tolerance. So we are going to design within a budget range, but there needs to be wiggle room for you to say, hey, this plan can expand or contract as needed. Lastly, and this might be the most important thing with a plan, there needs to be decision authority. There needs to be one voice, one person saying, hey, we're going to do this because this is going to work and we trust the system. A plan doesn't mean that you don't have changes and that it's not evolving. A plan just means that you have guardrails. It means that you're focused. It means that you're not veering left to right, but you're moving forward constantly. So here's the hard truth. And I'm giving you guys some tough love here. If you're still collecting information, you're not building yet. Waiting is completely fine. We can wait. We can plan and we can wait till everything's right. But drifting is not okay. Drifting is where we keep on just planning, researching, but we never actually put pen to paper and create an actual construction document. At the end of the day, you don't need to know everything. You just need to decide what type of project this actually is, and if you're going to do it all on your own, or if you're going to be the type of person who's a builder and actually go out and build your team. Here's the truth. When the cost of planning and the cost of all the unknowns in the process becomes higher than the cost of hiring someone to do the plans for you, that's when you need to hire help. There are real significant costs with doing a sound isolation room incorrectly. Usually I would say $30,000 and up is what you could throw down the drain if you're not willing to do it right and take the time to execute correctly. If you're not interested in doing that, then you are a perfect candidate for a soundproof planning call. So this is for people who I like to consider are builders, the type of people who are serious about doing this and know that working with a team is the correct way to do a high-level project like this, equivalent to a high-performance home. If that's you, I would love to talk to you over a soundproof planning call. You can book one directly on our website at soundproofyourstudio.com, and I look forward to seeing you on my calendar shortly. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Again, my name is Wilson Harwood. I am a studio designer and acoustician based in Nashville, Tennessee, and I design soundproof spaces all over the United States and Canada. And thanks so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it.